So our team, a quick overview. Myself, I am a general manager, business consultant, web developer. Anna is our senior graphic designer with over 30 years of experience in graphic design field, both web and print. Project manager, we have UX UI designer, senior web developer, Laura content writer. Victor, he's a senior Angular JS and Vue.js developer. So with Victor, not exactly self-explanatory here. Think of Amazon Web Services. Think of serverless websites. So that's the technology that Victor is dealing with. This is really important for high traffic websites that might experience huge amount of traffic. We're talking about tens of thousands of clicks a second. So that's what Victor is dealing with, those types of websites. Okay, so design development methodology with ADA compliance in mind. So the work that we are doing is very heavy with ADA and ADA compliance. So what we're really doing are the three-stage process, really more like a four-stage process if you take into consideration discovery and content creation, but there are three main steps, which is wireframing, graphic design, and the development. Those are the big ones. And discovery and content are really a preparation for the launch of the three stages. During the discovery session, we communicate with the client, get an understanding as to what they need, and put together small blueprints. Once we have the discovery session finished, we go into the wireframing stage. These are the actual wireframes of a website that we've put together, 6A Solutions. So if you go to 6asolutions.com, you'll see the actual live website. And it's very similar to the blueprint of the house. So a wireframe allows us to move things around and modify it fairly easily and quickly. Once the client approves the wireframing stage, we go to the graphic design stage. That's where we actually put together styles, images, and colors, fonts. And basically fonts and colors, they're usually derived directly from the logo of an agency. So if a logo isn't present, we usually design a logo for a company. Then the third stage, the last stage, is the actual development. So it's somewhat of similar to actually taking the blueprint, taking all of the drawings that an architect would put together and actually building a house. I have a picture of a house here. In the web development world, it's scripting. This is an actual script that is on one of the websites, and you can see how clean it is. We write extremely clean code, and it's important for us because the websites that we build, they're extremely flexible and they're very easy to modify, and the code within the website has to be very easily editable and easy to understand. So cleanliness and neatness of the code is paramount with the methodology of the development that we implement. Alright, so maintenance and support. Maintenance is hyper important. I can't stress enough how important the maintenance is for any website. So I call it A+ maintenance, comprehensive maintenance plan. We maintain the platform, WordPress platform in this specific case. We make sure that SSL certificate is present and the website is secure, and we're not introducing any non-HTTPS requests within the website. PHP is a huge thing. PHP scripts get updated, and if a website falls out of date with PHP, then we'll need to basically rebuild the website. So constant monitoring of PHP and going in line with PHP as it moves to a new revision is paramount. MySQL, JavaScript updates, all of that fun stuff. Not too many people know that PHP, MySQL, and JavaScript, they need to be updated. Not too many agencies actually do update those scripts. Usually they're banking the funds for when the website does fail, they will be able to rebuild from the funds that they have saved through the maintenance package. So HTML compliance, H1 tag has to come first, H2 tag has to come second. Whenever an agency is putting together pages, sometimes it falls outside of HTML compliance and thus also has an ADA compliance impact. So it's important that we monitor new pages and revisions to the pages, which goes pretty much hand in hand with ADA compliance and monitoring. Backups are important for obvious reasons. Backups need to be implemented in 3 locations. So we'll implement it in 3 different geographic locations, and one of them being a cloud backup. Technical support, you'll be able to reach us, and we'll have certain amount of time allocated by a developer on a monthly basis. Graphic designer support. Formatting pictures can be a little difficult for somebody who never done this before, so we'll be more than happy to include graphic design support within the maintenance plan. And obviously search engine optimization monitoring, really important, because as new pages come up, it's important to maintain them in good SEO standing. Alright, so now we're coming to probably one of the most complicated aspects of the presentation. It's called intuitive website management. Complex management made simple. Imagine a complex website with 6 blog modules, multiple articles, newsletters, internal client management systems. So we need to be able to come up with a specific approach that will be able to address the complex management problems of a website and really put together ability for a non-developer to manage pages, blog and news items, customized administration of posts, complex dynamic page modules, sidebars, and content organization. Sounds like a lot, sounds like it's very complicated, but it's possible. It's possible with something that's called Advanced Custom Fields, ACF Pro. So what is it? ACF is also known as Advanced Custom Fields. It's a plugin that an agency has created, which allows us to modify internal administration of WordPress and to really simplify the backend administration, allowing you as the business owner to manage content a lot easier. So you don't really need to mess with the visual builders. And by the way, using visual builders is a very big mistake within the website. It does cause problems and website failures. Advanced Custom Fields is a very small plugin, very light, very small amount of code in it, but it is extremely powerful. It is the most powerful plugin that there is within the WordPress framework right now. The problem with it is that it requires knowledge of programming to actually use it. But once you master it, you are able to customize the websites for your clients, so your clients are able to manage their own content a lot easier. Way more easier than with any visual builders such as Elementor or Beaver Builder. It's also possible with over 20 years of building custom websites in WordPress. I mean, we know WordPress inside and out, we know WordPress engine. We're able to modify the core engine of the WordPress and still making sure that it is able to go through future updates and revisions as WordPress version changes over time. ACF Boot Library of Scripts is another utility that we use to quickly and efficiently assemble websites. And I'm going to show you what it is. It is a very new project that we have started. We opened it up to the community of other web developers for $5 a month, and they're able to access different elements that we have put together over the course of building websites. So once they log into the system, they're able to click expand, and they will be able to actually download the source code for each of the elements. I'll give you a quick overview here. So you would click this. There you have your HTML, you have CSS. For the body sections, blogs and social, for example, there's instructions, there's instructional videos on how to implement the module within the WordPress, and there's also steps, because this one is fairly big and complex module, so it does take quite some time to install. And it's a high, I would say it's more like a plugin, really, this module. Hybrid module, I would say. As you can see, not every single section is filled out with content, because it's still a very new project for us. We're still developing it. So we have JSON files, we have HTML, CSS, and pretty much that's the process with all of the scripts that are here. So I'm going to go back to this, and I want to give you a real-life view of how this is working on a website that we have put together already for one of the agencies. Poseidon is one of the biggest websites that we've built thus far, over 6 different blogging modules. Very, very complex website. And if we look at, let's say, news, right? This is one blogging module. And you'll see some of them are linkable, some of them are not linked to anything. Other ones are linked internally. So I'll give you an overview how that is structured. So there's different ways how you can create news within this website. We also have events, which is also a blog module. Actually, to be more specific, it's a custom post type. You can see that the way that it is presented is completely different. We also have recorded webinars. So recorded webinars is also a different custom post type. You can call it blog module. Also has pagination and also resides within the same location in the backend of the WordPress. We also have press releases, which is also another different blog module. If you click on it, you'll be able to see an internal page come up. So, long story short, this is by far the most complex website when it comes to the backend administration of it. And let's dive in and see how it works. On the left side, you'll see all of the modules that we have in place. Events, news, homepage news, which is the news on the homepage, press releases, stories. So let's have a look at, let's say, events. Events has one of the more complicated CSS structure, and if we click on it, you'll be able to see one of the events that they have here. You'll be able to see what's inside of it. So this, I'm going to collapse this thing here. So here's your events. You have no link, new post, internal page, external website. So you can actually link it to, if you click new post, it will create a new post for you. And you can add a post here. It will create a new page on the website. Internal page will create an internal page. Sorry, not create. You can link to internal page of the website, and it will search for a page on the website for you. You can set that as no link or external website. In this case, they had it set as an external website. There's event date, there's event end date, categories. You can categorize it. All of this has been custom built with thanks of custom post types and advanced custom fields. You won't really find too many agencies that go to this extent to build modules like that, and we're one of the very few agencies that are able to do that. So homepage news, so we're going to leave this page, and if we click on one of those, you'll see we're pretty much sharing the same architecture across all of these custom post types. And that's really good thing, because you don't really need to relearn how to use the architecture for one location to another section of your website. but the way that it is presented on the front end of the website, as you have seen just previously, looks quite different. Also, what I want to point out is that not only do we modify the way that you add information into the WordPress, you'll also see that we actually have the author, the date, the type, and we also have the end date section here. So these have been custom programmed specifically for ease of administration of the events. Same thing with press. We also have the release date. This is custom modification of the WordPress core engine, and this small changes here really what makes this website one of the more complicated projects that we've assembled. So Obsidian, although it is not exactly the most visual website and doesn't have the striking visuals as other websites that we've built, does have one of the more complicated architecture behind it. This is one of the smaller websites that we've put together, EB5 Choice. It has quite a few neat items. It has About Us section, very nice pop-ups like that, so a lot smaller, way more simpler website than the previous one. We have sections like this that open up and close. Again, all of this is easily administered in the backend administration. And one of the best websites to see that is 6A Solutions. It's also part of that presentation that you've seen. 6A Solutions is a finished website. It's live, it's working right now, and we're able to look at the backend administration of how those elements have been assembled. And I'm actually going to bring it up in incognito window, 6A Solutions. So let's say you, as a business owner, would need to make modification to manage solutions. You need to change a picture and you need to change text. This is a complex element. It has a picture, it has an effect on it. Let's have a look at it. We'll go to Pages, and then let's click on the home page. And on the home page we have the header section, which is the first initial slider over here, which can be a slider or it can be a standalone image. Find talent, find work, so you can easily change the button names. Find work, find talent. Just over here you can change the background image, and there's manage solutions, so you can change the name just like that. You can save it and the change will be reflected. Let's have a look at a more complicated section, which is the testimonials. This is an actual slider. It doesn't slide right now. It doesn't slide because it has only one testimonial. But if we click Add Row, and we can add a new one, and then let's just copy the previous testimonial here. I'm going to click Update, and you'll be able to see that when I refresh the page, suddenly this slider will work and we'll be able to see a new testimonial come up. If you were to do it with a visual builder or one of those do-it-yourself builders, it will be very difficult to assemble such a quick and easy and intuitive way to administer a website. Quite frankly, it's impossible. Not only that, but ADA compliance becomes very difficult to manage, and website starts to load really slowly because we're using advanced custom fields, and our sections are pre-programmed in the backend to gather information from these fields and assemble them in a correct code architecture. We're able to create very complicated modules like this one, and it gives you the power to administer it fairly easily in the backend. One of the most complicated sections here are actually within the services. If we click on Staff and Services, it's going to scroll down to the Staff and Services section. And this has been implemented in the very same way to make it very intuitive for you to manage and administer. Services we provide, we have the icons and we have information here. We also have the anchor tag where it's going to anchor to. And down below we have the second section, which we can basically add a row. We can add additional information, and we specify specific anchor tag to which it's going to link to. We can also set position left or right. Now this section was not built for just any organization. This module has been built specifically for this company. We do custom web development. It doesn't mean that we cannot reuse it. We can, and we constantly reuse elements to speed up our development work. But it always starts with the graphic designer. And graphic designer puts together a design that is perfect for each of the clients. And we use pre-built modules that we bend and shape them so we can reuse them in the new development processes that we implement for each of our clients. So this concludes my presentation. Again, this is just scratching the surface of web development and the amount of work that goes behind the scenes to actually build out a website. I think the best step forward right now is to take questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer all of the questions that you have and really drill down to any specific items that you want me to talk about. Thank you.